Okay, I'm now live. Mic check. Okay, just double checking my system here. See how it's going. Seems to be working okay. Now you have to forgive me. I have this really horrible infection in my hands. You're just gonna have to bear with me while I do that. But today I finally caught up with everything that I need to do, and I can start working on Evie again. I've been looking forward to this, by the way. And this time, I've decided not to paint her. Instead, we're gonna do something like black and white, right? We're gonna do this. We're gonna color and render this thing in black and white, and then maybe we can, add some gradient map later on, see how it goes. And that's because I'm going to try and mimic a artist that I really like, which is Inoue, Takahiko Inoue. I know this is not like his style and all, but I want to copy his rendering techniques, right? And I'm not necessarily trying to copy his thing. Okay, so let's just continue with this. This is about almost done, maybe around 60-70% finish when it comes to the line art, but we got a long way to go with this painting. Um, yeah, bear with me. Give me a sec. I need to fix my audio device here. It's kind of getting in my way of my monitor of my screen. So this part, it's actually giving me problems because it has a lot of the hand weapon. The gauntlet has a lot of moving parts, so to say. It has a lot of technology in it, and so I have to be extra precise. That's actually a rule I tend to follow when it comes to drawing tech, like cars, cell phones, spaceships, things like that. Your lines has to be super precise, and the margin of error is at least like really, really low. Okay, because we're used to seeing those things every single day, and we know those kind of technology are built with a lot of precision. Um, and so I also got to be precise with my lines. Okay, now I don't have to be too precise that I need to use a ruler. It just needs to look clean. That's what I'm trying to say. I think this is correct. I need to pull up my reference again. So I drew this a few weeks ago. I think I never got to finish it. I drew this live. I drew this live too. I don't remember if I drew it all the way live. I think I drew some of this off stream, but I got really busy the past 2-3 weeks or so, and so I'm just trying to get back to it again. Okay. So looking at her gauntlet, there's very little detail that I can actually see what's going on there. I know I can tell the detail of the circles here, but around the gauntlet, we're gonna have to make up um, our own kind of crinkly detail here, right? Because there's very little to go with. In fact, I'm gonna do this again, and we're going to look for references. See if I can find references here. Okay, I'm gonna do it off stream. Give me just a sec. This is a really nice close up. And this okay, so I was able to find really really good references. I mean, this is a good close up, right? We're gonna try and see if I can copy this. There's even a schematics for it, which is really useful. Look at this. Okay, very good. I really this is very useful. So I'm gonna cover her up a little bit, okay? Because I'm gonna focus on the detail for the gauntlet for a little bit. I may not need the entire thing here. I just need her gauntlets. Um, We'll place that right there so I can keep a nice look at it. So this part here, I'm gonna put this. No, no, no. This part here. I mean, this part of the gauntlet. I think it goes into her fist, so we should be barely able to see her fingers. Okay. And again, there's a lot of details here that I'm just gonna have to make up. This is the top of the gauntlet. Okay. I sort of got it right? A little bit, like this part here. Oh, it's close enough. Okay, so we're just gonna copy this shape. Um, which should be this shape here. So it's a little bit more elongated, or it has a lot more space. Okay, that looks more accurate, I think. And then right around here, there's another gap, which we'll also draw right there. And then there's like a crinkly bits here, I think. Crinkly bits. It's the thing I call, details of technology where you don't really know what's going on. I mean, I'm sure I'm sure these details are practical. There's some designers out there that really goes ham with the practicality of the small details, and sometimes they're just there for show. And in my case, I think you can tell it's just there for show because I don't really understand the mechanics of it. I'm not an engineer, so I'm just making things up. I don't know if that's correct. It doesn't look correct at all. Okay, that's a little bit more consistent. I'm trying to draw this part, and then there's like a tube that goes here with a thing in the middle. Okay, so let's try that tube that goes here with a thing on the middle. Is that even the correct perspective? It's not. All right, let's draw that again. It should be around here, right? Thing on the middle. That's a little bit better. Okay, we got that part. Then what happens? Connection on the bottom. We're gonna skip a lot of those things because a lot of these things will be like invisible. Well, not invisible, but covered up because of the perspective, I suppose. So we're gonna skip some of those things, okay? Well, we're kind of getting the detail there, right? I think. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest with you. It kind of looks okay. I mean, I don't really understand how the gloves work. Okay, so it's not really shaped like this, I think. It should be a little bit more like this, right? Yeah, this is more correct. Okay, this looks way better. Perspective looks way better. And then on the side, there are some things here. Okay, so let's just draw that. Something like this goes here. Again, a lot of details here, and I want to be as accurate as I can be. And then one more inner thing, and then like this. Okay. All right, let's just make that straight. That looks really good. There's this object here with a slit on the middle. So let's just do that. Again, I don't have to be accurate with it. I mean, I need to be accurate, but what I'm trying to say is some of the finer details, I don't want to be accurate. Some of the bigger details, I need to be, I want to be accurate with those things. So big shapes, for example, I want that to be like perfect. And small shapes like this, I want to have the liberty to make things up. Man, I keep forgetting already. Okay, then it goes this. I think this is correct. I hope it is. I'm pretty sure it's not. And then there's like a big shape here, right? Hmm. Let's turn off the line art. See how it goes. That is kind of okay. The more I draw this, the more I really want to paint it. I know I said that last time I drew this on stream, and I kind of do want to paint it. I really like the texturing of this thing. I will try to achieve something like this. Because this thing looks too clean. I mean, it's a schematic, of course, right? Okay. Then, then what? It goes here, and it goes like this. Yeah, that's about correct, I think. All right, a little bit adjustment right there. Okay. I think let's tackle the circles here. That's a lot of circles, by the way. So there's 3 and there's 4 on top, and there's 2 small ones. Let's start with the big ones first. Okay, separate layer. Copy that. Okay, so 3 on top. 1, 2, and say 3. That looks about right. Nicely sized. So what are the shapes exactly? So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 layers of circle. Okay, let's just try to do that. Let's do the basic shapes first. So this is the first layer of the circle. Okay, the bottom part. Gonna make it a little bit 3D by adding in one more really thin one. Okay, that's the first layer. I know there's a little bit more detail here, but this is just the basic shape, okay? And that's the first layer. What does the second layer look like? There's okay, one more of those things. Jeez. One more. Okay, one more thin one. Second layer, and then one really thick one. So we're gonna put this thing here, like that. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna copy this and see how it looks. Whoops. Whatever, let's just leave that for now. Center that a little bit more. That is about right. Now the reason why I want to do this is because they're in an angle, and so the second layer, the third layer, is kind of protruding a little bit more. So it's going to have a different kind of angle. So when I copy paste, if I have done this completely, right, and I copy paste it, the angle would not look right. So I'm gonna do this individually instead. Okay, I'll show you what I mean by that a little later. I'm sure I can explain it way better. So what I am now, erase this part. Okay. Maybe a tad bit bigger. Like that. That was me, by the way, not you. I should probably close my Facebook. Making some noise. Sorry, audio problems. Oh crap, I closed my entire thing. Now the music's gone. Give me a sec, let me just pull back my music. Because it's just boring when it's just me talking. Okay, that looks nice. I think that looks kind of weird. But I'll stick with it for now. Okay, one more, last one. Bit of an angle there. And finally, this slit in the middle. I think I overdid this. Give me 1 sec. It's definitely a little bit overdone. Okay. Let's redo it. Okay. That's about right, I think. Okay, that looks good. Now let's add the details because there are details here like this protrusion here. Okay. That should be a little bit easier. This could be a little bit confusing because of all the overlapping circles. But you just need to keep track of the shape. Right, like this. Okay. And yes, I am kind of drawing this at random. So that the circles can be a little bit more dynamic. It doesn't look like I'm just copy pasting it. Which I did. But it doesn't look like that, you know what I'm saying? By doing this thing. Okay. This one's really protruding here. Now, what else did we miss? I think that's it, right? So 3 on top, and then we can just copy paste this on the bottom. Maybe we can add a little bit more finally. Right there. How's that? Oof, I think they're a bit too small, right? Okay, we're gonna redraw them. Well, not really redraw them, but we're just gonna make them a lot bigger. They're a bit too small. Let me get rid of these lines here. It's kind of annoying me. Maybe Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut these so that now they're in a different layer. Uh, make them a little bit closer. And just kind of rotate them. Boom. This one needs a little bit more help. Okay, that's reasonably sized. I think. Wait. Ruined that. Okay, now we can do this. Maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger. I know it's not supposed to be that way. But man, that's really tight. What the hell's going on? I don't know if that's correct. It kind of looks messed up. I'll be honest with you. I think it's because of these two over here. They seem really out of place. So I'm just gonna make a little bit of a exception to the 3D rule and just put that there. A bit smaller because they're in an angle. I guess that's fine. That's fine. Maybe I could even add this here. Right? Smaller, squeezier. Again, that angle. Yeah. That looks right, I guess. It doesn't look right, doesn't it? It looks like it's not the correct angle. That's a bit better. Whatever. Looks good enough. Let's just say. There are two smaller detail here that I want to add. But I think it's just too thick. Reduce this a little bit. There we go. Much better. Clean it up. There you have it. We got our gauntlets. There's some dots here that I saw. Just small details overall, really inconsequential. What else can we add? Details here. Okay, on this version, there's like a lot more detail than the other one. Let's do that too. Maybe we can add a little bit of guide here. You know. Okay, that's better. That's definitely a bit better. There's definitely some perspective problems here, I can definitely tell. I'm really just hoping it doesn't matter when the painting is finished, you know? Which is really naive to think of. Um, and I may have to eat my words there and redraw this. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to redraw this. But that's okay. I'm shooting my shot, you know? And I'm hoping it's gonna look good. It kind of looks good already, I think. There's some issues with the inconsistencies. But it's not too noticeable, I think, right? Next one. Okay. That looks okay. Also, I'm missing the centerpiece here. Okay. Add that. I guess that's it. That's it for now. Ooh. Yeah, there's nothing else to add. keep looking, but there's nothing. I guess there are these details, right? I'm not gonna add that. It's too much already. That's okay. Because that would require me to edit the entire thing. I'm not sure if I'm willing to do that. Let's see a little bit of a fix here. Make this a bit closer. Boom. Instant fix. There is a little bit of tightness on these gloves that my gloves are lacking. I guess that's okay. Well, we can add texture later anyway, and I will make it a little bit more tighter. I hope. These things bite into the suits a little bit more, into the gloves a little bit more. At least the ones on the sides. Okay, see? It bites them. So that's the one in the center. Come on. Get it right. It's not really centered, isn't it? I have to move that right there. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, I'm ready to move on. We're gonna get to this bit here, which I guess folds. I think it folds, right? Yeah. Man, there's a lot of details there. Okay, we're gonna at least copy this center part first onto here. Okay, I may need a close-up. Just put that there for now. Okay, I may really need a ruler for this one, just for the perspective to be correct. Okay. Okay, that serves as this. Now we can cut it. I don't know if the perspective is really correct, to be honest with you. I'm getting it. I'm only getting it as close as correct. Okay. That's the cut right there, and then cut on both edge. Small cuts. Around here. We'll check our perspective out once we zoom out a little bit, okay? I already can tell a few mistakes. Nothing we can't fix though. Okay, next is this big medium-sized one here. then this H shape. Uh, Perspective is wonky. It's okay. It's a small thing. Get a little bit bigger. Closer. There you go. Well, I am gonna take some liberty here because this part of the drawing of the glove looks like it's going to bend around her arm. So we're gonna follow this sketch over here, okay? And because it's already bending, I think I got this part correct anyway. Okay. Dude, this is gonna be so fun to color later. This sketch really, I just tried to copy a really low resolution version of the glove. Bad idea. Actually, it wasn't such a bad idea actually. That I think about it. I mean, it was the only thing that it was available to me at the time, and I think what I was trying to do was to just make things up, you know, because of the lack of resources. I'm actually still making things up now. This is not some part. A lot of these, it's not completely accurate. This glove is like taking the entire time of my process, right? Okay, that circle here. What in the world is that anyway? Okay. I got like 4 of those to draw. Good luck. Alright, other side. Okay, that's correct. So we wouldn't be able to see this part now. Instead, we're just gonna go straight to the curve. Like that. Very good. This is actually excruciating. But hey, such is life. Can I actually just try and cheat my way out of this, copy pasting this thing? I probably can. Okay, what do you know? I can. I'm just gonna do that. See, this is what happens when you draw perspective correctly. Well, I didn't do that really here, but it's correct enough for me to, you know, just do this instead, right? There's some corrections here, of course. I want some pro artists there correcting. Yeah, you know, it's not really correct. No, I know, dude, it's not correct. Okay, this looks clean. See, because there's two of them, and I bet when the glove is uh see, like this, it's going in into itself. Okay, let's merge that. I'm gonna delete some of the things here. Okay, so now there are these parts, this big part. It looks like it's just this diamond piece. Boom. And like this. I do think this glove is already designed. And I guess that's the beauty of video game designs, right? Because like you have that liberty to already design your characters because you don't have to practically make them. Whereas in entertainment design, you gotta make sure that the prop master are able to produce your designs, right? Right? Because this will be very, very difficult and probably very expensive to produce in real life. Because of all the detail. Yeah, I'm doing this part now. Okay. Alright, so let's just make up some details here. That looks good. I need the sides. I need to draw this bit. That's going to be very difficult. Thank you. How do you even start drawing that? Okay, so there's this thing. I think. I'm just making things up now. This part is not entirely accurate. And then side panel here, I think like this. What the? Okay, so it's a letter I. Okay, like this. Closer. This is just a sketch again. Maybe bigger. This center part could be thinner too. Okay, that looks better. Wait, I gotta redraw this. So this thing has the letter I, right? So from here, it goes like this, letter I. I guess that's right. Yeah, I guess I think this is correct. Um, then there's a ring here, I guess. Looks like this. And then that should be her hands. That looks okay-ish. We're gonna make some details here. That doesn't really exist. Okay. Man, this is taking a lot of me. Just this glove alone is it's taking my entire stamina. My drawing stamina for the entire stream, right? I wished I had the foresight to uh try and jump to other parts of the painting. Because this could have been really fun. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is just sketch this part, the details of this part. Because it's really annoying. All I'm doing right now is complaining. So I assume this part here. So there's like tubes here, right? I assume this part here is going to fold downwards. I'm not quite sure. Let's check the So it doesn't fold downwards. So it goes straight to her elbow, I guess. That's her elbow here. Alright, so I really need to put this part in perspective then. I can do that just by shrinking. Okay, so I know it kind of ruins the perspective, but that's fine. I can just fix it when I clean it up. Hello po, sir. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? And then elbow. Okay. Let's take it. That took a lot out of me. Jesus. Ah. Okay, let's turn it off, and I'm gonna try and see if I can move on to other parts of the drawing, because I don't want to spend all day with that. Let's try to do the eyes here. Okay, because that's a lot more fun to do. I'm trying to draw my eyes a little bit more looser, with really thick eyelashes here. I'm probably not able to render this today, just because the arm, the that took a lot of the fucking hell, I can't even speak. The gauntlets took all of my stamina away. I can always just finish this tomorrow or off stream, and then we can continue. I really want to get to the stream part of the stream where I color this thing, because that's always like really the fun part, is coloring. Right? I really like coloring. Or in this case, I rendering black and white, because I am not gonna color this. Maybe that's still in debate. Okay, I'm still debating it in my head if I am gonna color it. Sir, can you do fisheye perspective, or can you do 1 point to 3 point perspective in comics? Of course. Why wouldn't you be able to do that, right? Look, there are no rules on what you can and can't do in manga or comics. They're just guidelines, okay? There used to be a lot of rules. I guess there are still rules that the only rules you need to really think about are the rules that your publishers will give you. Okay, but in terms of like art, you can do whatever you want, man. So that should cover like a lot of um things that you want to ask, right? Because perspective is just perspective. It's that shouldn't be something that will hold you back. I like that better. We'll define the nose during the rendering phase, but I like to just keep a tab on what it looks like here. I actually want her to be a bit more, instead of having her mouth open. I wonder what it looks like. Give me one sec. Hmm. We'll keep it for now. I really like it. In terms of kaya ko ba gumawa nun? Kaya naman. Simple lang naman yung mga perspective. Medyo fish eye challenging siguro onte yon. Pero kaya naman yun. Hmm. I guess I really just need to render the hands here. Draw the hands properly. Am I ready to color the hair? Probably not. Okay. Guys, this is gonna be a short stream. I think I need to bit of a break. The entire thing is taking a lot of toll with me. So far though, I really like the way it's looking. I'll be streaming again tomorrow a little bit more longer. It's just that I didn't have much sleep today. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream a little bit early, and I'm gonna catch some sleep. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Okay. Uh, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.